told you Donald Trump was going to die on the 28th, and I told you it would only come out on the 29th or the 30th because he's such a big influencer. It just came to me. I was sat here and it came to me. Guys, was I right?
Hey guys, here we go again. Happy Friday, welcome back to another video. We are picking up from where we left off yesterday. The difference is this time we're going to be looking at some of the same people that are reacting to finding out that Donald Trump is not dead after all. Let's get into it.
I watched the press conference. Update, he's alive. He doesn't seem to be any worse off than he was previously. He's still, spewing out word salad the same way he has been since 2016. Speech pattern still feels like watching a dementia patient sundown on live TV because it is a dementia patient sundowning on live TV. Doesn't appear to have visible stroke face. He's not on a ventilator. He's not in a wheelchair. The only difference I noticed between this and other press conferences I've watched is that it felt a lot like he was having his inner circle doing most of the talking for him and only talking when he had to. Which could be indicative of something, it could also be nothing. The weirdest part about this press conference is it could have been an email. It could have just been a bulletin on the White House billboard. Because this White House is entirely full of people who are so self-important that they need to make everything a production, they turned this into a meeting. They turned this into a full press conference when it's something we already knew was going to happen, and it isn't really changing how we're going about our day-to-day. It's hardly news. I think the real reason that they turned this into a press conference instead of just a bulletin on the White House website is because they wanted to provide some verifiable proof of health for Donald Trump to the public.
He showed up, he stood at the podium, words came out of his mouth, all of his people are saying, look, he's alive and well. And yes, he's alive, but, well, does he look well? Has he ever looked well? I mean, come on.
America, fuck yeah. What's up, TikTok fam? Y'all had me very hopeful this weekend. I was enjoying my 3-day weekend. I enjoyed it a little bit more because people was talking about, oh, he might be dead, and I wake up today and he's still here.
Absolute sadness that I report that President Donald Trump has been found at his Mar-a-Lago home. It appears that he was next to his golf clubs. There was a drink next to his seat. There were some documents that he had written on, but I'm really sad to report that he's alive and fine. And I just felt like it was really important to let you guys know that he's still around, even though we haven't seen him for the last 5 days on the red carpet. So yeah, I'll let you guys know if anything changes, but for now, that's the news. I hope that you stay tuned for my next update.
He's not dead. And now I want to be. No, it's a joke, but in all seriousness, right? That was fun while it lasted, right? I still do think that everything we were saying is how it's probably going to go down. I guess it's just not right now. So I'm going to go sulk for the rest of the day.
Okay, honestly speaking, a little off topic, but a little on topic at the same time. You liberals out there, how do you guys not look at an individual like this and realize and just see it holy shit, this guy isn't fully there. There is something wrong. There's something a little bit loose in his brain. Not only by the context of the topic that he's talking about, but by pretty much, every single facial expression that he makes with those crazy bulging eyeballs. He didn't do it too much this clip, but his facial expressions. This guy is genuinely disappointed. He's really let down that Donald Trump is still among us. But I don't expect any of you liberals to relate there, because majority of you feel the same way he does, but you guys really got to look at something here. Again, I've explained it several times in the past. You guys are not the majority citizens in your country. You guys are the minority. I know that's hard to hear. I know that's hard to accept. I know you guys are in denial, but you guys are extremely selfish. You really don't care about anybody that's outside of your bubble. You guys pretend to be empathetic. You guys pretend to have compassion for everybody else, but the truth is, the bottom line, the cold hard truth, and you all know it, you only care about what you and people that are in your circle, that agree with your worldviews, that agree with your narratives, you only care about what you guys want. You guys simply virtue signal and pretend to care about everybody else, especially when it comes to the illegal immigrants, because again, that really doesn't make sense. Not whatsoever. You guys have went through this with previous presidents in the past. You've never really had an issue on how they've handled them, but of course you guys have an issue on how Donald Trump or any Republican president would handle them. You know, you guys, I always bring it up about your pattern recognition, but I have pattern recognition of my own, and I've been putting a pattern together. It seems like all the liberals that complain about everything that Donald Trump's doing, especially when it comes to immigration, it's clearly obvious at this point that you don't live anywhere around where any of these situations are happening. You don't have an overflow of people from another country in your local neighborhood. Because if you did, you would have seen the obvious signs. Under Joe Biden, people that did not live in your country were treated better than you. You guys were told that you were respected citizens. You guys were told that the economy is great, even though your pocket and your bank account told you otherwise. But no, whatever they tell you, you guys believed it. But the cold hard truth is, people that were not even born on your soil were being treated better than you were by your own government. Economically, government benefits, even think about this, even when it came to your protection. If you got into a confrontation with somebody who was not from your country, an illegal immigrant, and if you were on the winning end of that situation, you knocked them out, chances are you would be the one to be in trouble with the law. Let's even take it a step further than that. Under the Biden administration, criminals were treated better than you. If you were a white liberal and you got into a confrontation with a brown-skinned criminal, chances are you were going to be the one getting in trouble legally. How are you guys not putting any of this together? This is what Donald Trump's trying to level out again, but you guys are looking at him like as if he's racist. And that's not the case here whatsoever. He's trying to give everybody a fair chance. People that were not born in your country, they do not belong there. They do not get your benefits. They do not have any form of constitutional protections. If any of you would truly sit there and unplug from the liberal bubble, let's call it the liberal matrix. If any of you would actually unplug from the liberal matrix and step back and take a good look at it, you would be able to see how you were played. To any white liberal out there, when you were younger, when you were a child, when you were a teenager, did you have a hatred for yourself? Did you hate white people? What changed? What happened along the way? What happened within the past 5-6 years to make you think that you don't deserve to live the life that you're living, but somebody from another country who you think is oppressed and that they're there on an asylum claim deserves to everything but short take your spot on your land because you think that you're privileged and you do not deserve to be where you're at? Really look at that and try and make that make sense. And then if you really want to, reverse engineer it, and let's just pretend it's you going to another country and expecting that same form of treatment that these people have been receiving when they get to your country, that they are treated better than you. Do you think that you would be treated better than a citizen of another country if you went there illegally? Now, I'm sorry guys, I know I went off on a little bit of a rant here that really didn't have much to do with the context of that clip, but the truth is, when I seen the stupid look in this guy's face, I couldn't really help it. How do they not see it? Majority of all these liberals, especially the ones like this guy, have a massive case of Stockholm Syndrome, but they're too dumb and blind to actually be able to see it. It's the equivalent of walking with your killer into the woods while holding a shovel and digging your own grave. This is essentially what they're doing on a societal level to themselves, and they just can't see it. My God.
Finding out Trump was alive is akin to what? Fill in the blank in the comments. What was it like knowing that after all these days of speculation and hope and living on a prayer, that man trotted his old ass out to the podium and talked about whatever, Rocket City and all that shit? It was so deflating? I mean, is it like you're getting ready, it's Christmas morning, you're getting ready to open presents to realize that there are no presents, there's no Christmas music, there's no Christmas breakfast, just such an utter letdown. So what in your life can you compare that to? That seeing Donald Trump, knowing he is alive, I don't know if well is the right word, but knowing that he is still functional and still president of the United States after we were filled with so much hope core over the last few days. What did it feel like to you? Let me know in the comments, because I've got to know what people are feeling and thinking today.
Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America. Fuck yeah.
God damn it. Fucking White House found him alive this morning. White House press pool took a photo of him at about 30-40 minutes ago. It's 8:30 right now, so. Damn it.
Oh my god, I've just had another premonition about Trump. Okay, so obviously you'll have seen my video that my premonition was that Trump was going to die of a heart attack on the 3rd of September. I have just had another premonition and it was 3-0. Now, when I initially seen the 3-0, I thought it was 0-3, which would have been the 3rd of September. But this time when I've just seen it again, it was 3-0 as in 30. So I actually think it's the 30th of September, not the 3rd of September. Which obviously we'll find out in a couple of days' time if it is the 3rd. But now I'm pretty sure it's the 30th. I think it was 3-0, not 0-3. So, yeah, I actually think it's the 30th of September that Trump will pass away with a heart attack. So, yeah, sorry for the confusion, guys. I mean, we'll find out soon, but yeah, I'm sure it's the 30th.
He's alive. Thankfully, I had the foresight to order myself some groceries with extra snacky foods. So I have ice cream and a DiGiorno pizza. I was hoping it was going to be celebration food, but alas, it is consolation, emotional eating food. That's okay. It's needed in these trying times.
Freedom is the only way, yeah.
So, he's alive. Same time next week? Because, like, how mad do you think he was? Like, they had to have taken his phone, right? Right? Because that man would have been on Truth Social losing his fucking...
So many of us, myself included, have gotten readings, whether it's through dowsing rods, cards, any type of divination, right? We had confirmed that a certain somebody had passed away. And I just wanted to come on here and talk about how can it be that so many people can confirm this type of event and have it be wrong. Especially like in my case, I asked, is he alive? Has he passed? And I asked so many clarifying questions because I know in the nature of specifically dowsing rods, you have to ask clarifying questions because you're getting just a yes or a no. Like you don't get any more information than that. So I first wanted to start by saying dowsing rods are reading energy, okay? They're not reading headlines. They are not factual. They are not scientific. They're reading energy and they are reading intuition. So when there are like thousands or even millions of people speculating and focusing on one specific event or putting all of their energy worrying about a certain thing, such as somebody passing away, that collective energy can become so strong that it feels like reality.
Okay, you guys remember her. She was the one that was playing with the magical coat hangers yesterday. And the funny thing is here, I clipped it again. The clip that I played for you guys yesterday was drastically shortened. I think I shortened it to about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. It was originally over 7.5 minutes. This one's the same thing here. This is like a 6-minute long clip. I just clipped it where it was because she pretty much, well, debunked herself in a sense, and she's just making up excuses. This is what all the magical community on the left has been doing. They're jumping online, they're making up excuses, they're stating that, oh, I read this wrong, it really meant this, so it's still gonna happen, guys, just trust me. And this is what these guys have been doing since the date of election. They've had so many separate predictions, especially when it came to Kamala Harris, guys. That's why I always say the term that she's gonna come riding in on a white horse. This is what they were legitimately expecting. They really thought that Kamala Harris was gonna come save the day, and some of them haven't given up hope, like the whack job with the big bulging eyeballs. He totally thinks that Kamala Harris is still gonna be coming in to save the day. He thinks that the election was stolen. He thinks that there's one state out there that's completely proven that Donald Trump's gonna be removed from the White House. These guys are still hanging on and grasping at straws. And the main part of their motivation, what kind of keeps them going, is the magical liberal community, because they read cards, they play with coat hangers, they go out and they buy flowers and then, I don't know, bit it up in a bowl and stir it around and read tea leaves. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there's other people out there that do this stuff as well. I've always been interested in the supernatural side, but these guys truly think that they are witches. They think that they're in touch with all this stuff. They think they've mastered it. And the funny thing is, they all believe each other. All somebody has to do is talk about, well, this is in retrograde because Mercury moved over here and I picked up this card and it was a joker and I looked at the bottom of my cup and the tea leaf looked like this. So that means that Donald Trump will no longer be with us as of September 15th at 9:32 a.m. Now, if I clipped out what I just said and I jumped on TikTok and I posted my first video and I claimed to be a liberal, that clip would go viral. They would all hang on to it. They'd all be waiting for September 15th at 9:32 a.m. because I was talking about Mercury with the retrograde and whatever's at the bottom of my teacup and I was playing with coat hangers, predicting that Donald Trump would no longer be with us as of that date. It would go absolutely viral because these guys fall for pretty much, well, anything when it's something that they want to hear. They claim that we think with emotions and we don't think with logic, when it's been proven over and over on a daily basis that it's absolutely the opposite. We use logical thought. We actually use critical thought. We actually have pattern recognition. These guys have none of that. They are driven by emotion. They're driven by anger. They're driven by greed. They're driven by pride. They're driven by lust. They're driven by everything that is wrong. And at the same time, they are hypocritical as hell. They will tell us that that's all us. They project everything that they're doing right back at us. Somehow it just clears their mind. It takes away a sense of guilt. It makes them feel justified for being the way that they are. And truth is, guys, I know a lot of us, we don't really like the liberal side of the playing field too much, but at times, no matter how vile they can get, no matter how disturbing they are, no matter how many times you want to put a stamp on them, pop them in a mailbox and export them to a different country, there's times where I just can't help but to feel bad for these people. It's kind of sad. And the truth is, they're so far gone down that road on the wrong side of history, there truly doesn't look like there's a way to pull them back in. We do get them here and there. Every now and then we'll get one, we'll get two. Some of them have woken up on their own, but they'll never leave that side of the playing field. They will always be blue, no matter who, no matter what they tell them. They will always believe what they're being told, not what they're seeing.
So is the orange dead? I've been waiting to post about this because I've needed a bit more data. But the fact that they are using old pictures of him golfing to prove that he's healthy is really fucking suspicious. Also just blasting out a bunch of posts on Truth Social that look not quite like him, kind of AI generated. Some red flags there. The medications they have him on signify that he's had a stroke or heart attack in the past. He has not been seen publicly since the 26th of September. He has no public appearances for Labor Day weekend. Vance is now publicly saying he's ready to take over as president. And we've been seeing his health degrading rapidly for weeks now. It definitely seems like they're covering something up, whether that's him passing or him just being bedridden on hospice, something like that. Very, very fucking likely at this point.
He needs to, on air, he needs to do it live in front of the world. Because they'll never tell us, you know? It'll be days before they tell us. So keep putting them out on camera. I saw a couple videos where they're saying he was wearing an LVAD or a heart rate monitor or heart monitor or something or other at the presser yesterday. He's hanging by a thread. Let's get him out in front of the public more and more and more, and that would be the last thing I'd ask for, except that I want him to did in front of everyone. Okay, goodbye.
Oh, motherfucker! Son of a bitch! That's bullshit! No! God, please, no! 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 No!
America, fuck yeah. America, fuck.
At this point, the White House chef has a job to do. It's a duty, really.
I'm trying to be hopeful. It's the start of September after all, so what are the chances that we think that stream of Donald Trump announcing that they're moving the space base to Alabama is AI? I think that there's a chance simply on the premise, the fact that Donald Trump is no stranger to AI. He loves to post an AI photo on the White House Twitter or POTUS page, and I believe it's his, not the POTUS page, but the Donald Trump Instagram. He does have deep-faked videos. Like, all of the videos on his account are him at the Oval Office, but it's just, like, very clearly deepfaked. So he's already established that he's too lazy to actually sit down behind a camera and say what he wants to say, and that he has means of communicating what he wants to communicate without him being officially there, i.e. his Instagram. So if you would do it in the Instagram context, given that the White House has so much money, couldn't they in theory just get like the best deepfake person to have created that video? Like, let me pull it. Okay, here's a photo from the live stream. Again, I'm no expert, what do I know? But some things I've noticed was, do you see that guy in the caddy corner in the tan kind of shirt? I just noticed his reactions were kind of weird. Like, every once in a while, at first, he would, like, open his mouth and, like, look in the corner. And I was like, okay, maybe he's just, like, neurodivergent. Gotta create and keep space for that being a possibility. But then I'm like, he could also be AI. And that was what I was really watching for. Also, the way that JD Vance was kind of, like, blurred felt weird because that guy wasn't as blurred, and it feels like he's further back than JD Vance is, so wouldn't his face be more blurred than his face? But again, what do I know? Honestly, I don't know a lot. But yeah, just a fun thought I had. I just want to keep hope in the air.
Okay, there's nothing worse than an absolutely delusional, at the same time extremely desperate liberal that's assuming that you're buying their pitch. She thinks that Donald Trump's recent press conference was a deepfake. Not only that though, guys, most of his Instagram videos, I guess any videos that are posted anywhere on TikTok, they're all deepfake. Okay, I can agree with the obvious ones, you know, where all of a sudden he's Superman and, oh yeah, of course, that's AI. We don't actually think that's Donald Trump in a Superman outfit. Although the left probably thinks that we believe that's what it is, but she's assuming that we are buying what she is selling. She's already speaking to us in a language like it's already been clarified now that most of his videos, most of his meetings are deep fakes. Now, any other liberal out there, you know, sometimes I really take pokes and jabs at you guys, but these are moments here where I will give you guys credit because I haven't heard any other liberals come out with this type of narrative saying, Donald Trump's never in front of cameras, that's all deep fakes, that's all AI. He's too lazy, he can't handle being in front of a camera. You have got to be kidding me. No president in history has been in front of a camera as much as Donald Trump. And if you guys are looking at that as your reason as to, well, that's why it's AI, that's why it's fake. No, you guys are desperate and grasping at straws at this point. You guys just had a corpse that was apparently your president for the past 4 years. Now you have a real president back in the office and you can't handle it. You're not used to seeing action every single day. But then when he actually takes a few days off, say for Labor Day weekend, he can't do that. Heavens no, because what happens? Apparently he's passed away. You know what the truth is, what just happened last weekend, guys, is Donald Trump cut everybody off and he took a few days to himself and the family. And you guys didn't know how to handle that. You guys had like withdrawals. You had Donald Trump withdrawals. You guys claim that you hate the man, but you also miss the man at the same time. None of you will ever admit that, but sorry, that's the truth. You guys want to say that MAGA, that Trump's supporters are obsessed with Donald Trump. Whatever he says, we just listen to at his beck and call. But the truth is, who's really obsessed with Donald Trump here? It's obviously people on the left. You guys can't stop talking about him. You guys can't stop posting about him. You guys can't stop making videos about him. Every moment of your waking day is almost all about Donald Trump. He's the first person you think about when you wake up and you get all pissed off making your coffee, and he's the last guy you think about before you go to sleep. Chances are you wake up in the middle of the night because you had a scary Donald Trump nightmare. But truth is, this is an extremely sad attempt. Analyzing her video here, how she's trying to analyze the video herself, talking about this guy's face looks a little bit more blurry, and look at the direction this guy's looking in. JD Vance doesn't really look like it makes sense. He looks more blurry than this guy. This is all gonna be deepfaked. When did you guys turn into conspiracy theorists? This is really super hypocritical once again. You guys used to rat on us that we were nothing but conspiracy theorists. Yet this is exactly what you guys are doing. Oh, let's say in 2021, election deniers. Election denial is a threat to our democracy. What have you guys been doing since January when Trump was inaugurated? Election denial. The hypocrisy is off the charts, but yet at the same time, it's extremely entertaining. I just want you liberals to know, I truly appreciate you guys. I look forward to getting up every day, going to work, having my coffee, setting up my team that they're busy and they're gonna be good for a little while, get myself a little bit of free time, and I look forward to seeing what do the liberals have to say today. You guys are part of my everyday life. It sounds a little bit crazy, a little bit sickening, because I really don't prefer you guys very much, but it's important that you guys know that yes, you guys are actually making your contribution to the Western society. There is millions of people that look forward to watching videos that you guys produce on TikTok, just not for the reason that you guys are thinking. So despite the fact that we call you guys crazy, that we call you guys dumb, we call you guys like way out of touch, we call you guys super woke, don't let that discourage you. Make sure you guys keep getting in front of those cameras, keep hitting record, and keep letting us know your self-entitled, selfish opinions on a daily basis, because myself and many other people, we look forward to it every single day. All right, guys, that is it for this one. If you guys are new to the channel and you're not subscribed as of yet, please consider doing it. If not, if you can like the video, share the video, interact with it in one way or another. Of course, I still have one more video lined up for you guys, and until next video, have a good one, guys.
For a moment in time, we were all actually in a great mood. We were excited. We were happy. This was happiness that I hadn't felt in a while. It was almost a sense of relief. It was anticipation of a relief. And the craziest part is that it was all over the world. Globally, people were getting ready to just breathe again. And to have one human being, and that one human being's existence cause so much misery, is so frightening. And I don't think I realized how miserable I really was until I almost didn't have to be miserable anymore. The silver lining is this, is that I'm on the right side of history, and that I can sleep at night knowing that when he finally does go, I will be happy, and that I won't be somebody having to remend my life and reconnect with reality because I have created my existence around one person. That cult-like behavior is not going to be fun for those people when he finally removes himself from this planet. They are going to literally have to refine and redefine their entire existence.